What's the topic today?
Why are you indoor? Made a decision yet, or?
Have not. As I mentioned earlier, I was thinking Thursday, might be Friday. We're going to go through the entire week, so the intrigue will build, it looks like.
What are you looking for before you make a decision?
Just production in terms of practice, how they manage the practice reps, etc., how they're each handling the situation they're in, and who will provide the best leadership and production. And we have a lot of history with it, so trying to just gauge how the team's responding and how they're practicing, that's a big part of it.
How much is what happened in the game factor?
A lot. A lot. And Riley came in and did a fantastic job, but that was only one game, and it was only one half. So that has to be measured also. So that's why we're taking our time.
When you make a decision, you know, you gave Jake basically 4.5 games. Would the next person, if it's changed, or Jake again, have that same amount of leeway?
Probably not at this point, because I know both quarterbacks well enough now that, I mean, they've been with the program a lot longer. At that point, they both were brand new, and so I see it differently. I see that differently.
Your call than it was last year?
No, and I don't want it to be exclusively my call, nor do I think it should be. Coach Doman, as the offensive coordinator, has great insight with that. He's working with the offense at a higher level. I'll listen to his input, and ultimately I will decide, but it'll be after strong influence from what he has to say.
Are the reps being divided evenly, would you say? Or
I think they're evenly. I mean, I haven't even monitored that, but I assume they're almost identical. And whether they're with ones, twos, etc., the volume of plays, that's, I think, the main thing.
What do you do differently to short tackling at this point in the season defensively?
Oh, I don't know if you can shore it up. Man, Utah State, I thought, had good running backs, so that was part of it. And San Jose State, they've got a really good running back. So just keep practicing as physically as we can, emphasizing wrapping up, and go from there.
You preparing for number 9, even though it looks like he had a sprained ankle?
Yeah, I think you have to, and I respect his ability enough to certainly think that that's got to be. Man, you got to be ready for that guy if he plays. He's a very good player, and the quarterback is playing well. So I think it's wiser to prepare for that and not have it than the other way.
Is it hard if you go ahead and split the reps in practice, since they're two different guys and might have two different, basically, offenses?
That's the lesson we learned a year ago. Can't do that. And even though there are quite a few unique differences, basically the offense you saw on Saturday was the offense designed for Jake Heaps, with then all of a sudden a quarterback draw or two for Riley, with all the same passing plays, all the same everything else. So the offense that you've been seeing is our offense. Riley gives you a little bit more ability. You saw a few plays that he made where they couldn't get him sacked. He created a few more, some more time for receivers to get open. So I think the biggest difference you'll see is just that. Maybe he'll pull it down and run if there's a scramble lane. Maybe they can't get him. The receivers can work a little bit longer to get open, but you'll see basically the same offense.
Do you have any specific draw plays for him or anything?
You know, there's the same ones you basically saw in the game already. In fact, Jake even ran one of those. So there's things in the game plan that have, again, it's not, if I've learned anything, it won't be practicing two offenses at the same time, which we tried to do a year ago.
Have you talked to Jake at all to make sure he's okay?
You bet. And he's great. He's great. And both Jake and Riley have clearly stated they're going to work as hard as they can, and they'll support the decision and help our team. And that says a lot.
What makes Riley elusive?
Well, he's fast and he's quick. I mean, just kind of, that's part of who he is. And Jake is more of, with great potential, is more of just the prototypical BYU quarterback. So they're very unique styles. Maybe like the Steve Young when he was coming here, and man, when he went in the NFL, even he was one of the first running quarterbacks. You know, so it just gives you a different element. Doesn't mean that either one is better or worse. They're just different styles.
How do you balance when you make this decision what's best for the short term and the long term?
Great question. And in thinking about it, you know, Riley is a junior and has a senior year coming. Jake is 1 year behind, but either way, this isn't only a one-game decision, and it's not only a season decision. It's trying to take into account two young men, the short term and the long term for each, and the program. So again, to say all of a sudden on Monday we'll name a starting quarterback, not the case, and it might change, but still.
So with that in mind,